Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Houston Element Podcast. My name is Missy, and I'm your host.
Hey, Missy.
Hey,
Hi,
what's going on,
Missy.
guys? And today we're back at you with the Instagram Live, acting like we know what we're doing when you know I clearly don't. He's taking the wheel. You know what I'm saying?
We figure it out.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
We figure it out.
Live sound and provision time. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
We got two very special guests. We got returning guest, Mr. Lil Reaper over here.
What's up, y'all? I love y'all. How y'all been?
Yes, sir.
And he brought along some more of Houston's finest. This gentleman over here,
Yes, ma'am.
recording and performing artist as well, Dae.
Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all.
Hi, Dae.
Hey.
So what's going on, guys? What y'all been up to lately?
Oh.
Music.
Yeah?
Yeah, just music, really.
Yeah.
Figuring it out, honestly.
Yeah, right
On
on. So we got to hear a little bit from Reaper last time about his inspiration behind music. What about you, Dae? What brought you into the music world?
Dang, that's a good question. So it really started with like COVID. It's just like, I just really started figuring myself out. And it's like, it was one of those things where I was like, what do I really want to do? And when I was put in a position I was giving my work to me at school and just giving my work. And it was like, you do it at your own time. Found out that I was just like, I don't want to do the work though. Like deep inside, I don't want to do this work. I don't want to be told what to do. I feel like if you want to do something a certain way, you should be able to do it that certain way if you put your mind to it. And I was like, the perfect way with that is like the entertainment business. There's no barriers when it comes to it. You do whatever you want. You can grow as high as you want. You can stay as low as you want. And I was like, that's the freedom I want to have, like creative freedom. That's literally what it is for me, is creative freedom.
I respect that, man. I didn't even know that. I respect that.
Dude, that's what I want to do. No limits. You know what I mean? There's no limits.
Right on, man. I feel that, man. I was just talking with a gentleman, a couple episodes ago, and he was talking about changing his vibes and, his frequencies and things like that. So I feel that. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ma'am.
So how did you two first meet? Did y'all meet making music together? You just, we're like homies growing up, and we're like, bro, we're going to hit it one day?
Pretty much. We just, I swear, you don't think that we went to the same middle school, but I could have sworn we went to the same middle school, bro. But
No.
other than that,
So-
we met like in school. So.
Yeah, we met in intermediate at BHI, and we had class together. And we were friends. We kicked it off as friends. But eventually, high school just brought us apart. Like, we went our different routes. High school
Different
happened.
cliques.
High school happened, and then I reached out to him on Snapchat
You
one
didn't even
time.
know it
I
was
didn't
me.
even know it was him. I just reached out to him, and I was like, hey, like, I like your music. Like, we should work on something. And then he
I was
called
like, all right,
me.
bet.
And I was like, wait, what? I know you.
I was like,
Snap.
yes, sir.
Dude, yeah.
So y'all decided to start making music in high school or after high school, you said?
So right after
Right after we graduated, he went to his college, and I took a year off. I was working and all that, and he randomly just like, hey, I like your music. He's like, we should work together. I was like, all right, bet. But at first, it was like, hey, not gonna lie, this song sounds kind of ass, but you can do better.
No,
No
but yeah,
offense.
I said you could do better.
Yeah.
Because I don't want people, sometimes I come to a realization when people come and their ego is so big. So they have a problem when you tell them this sucks, right? And I said, this sucks, but it can be better.
Right.
How can we make it better? And I
Right.
told him, I was like, we should go to the studio together and work on it. And I was giving him advice, like maybe even go lower on your auto tune, go higher on this.
Yeah.
Try different things. Like don't get satisfied where you're at. You can always venture out and try new things.
That part.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
Nah, but like, and after that, I was like, well, I have this song I was working. I was like, all right, just send it my way. This is when the time I told you I was recording 19.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, hey, I'm working on this song. It was for a school project, but I actually want to release this song. I was like, just send it. I'll work on it like while I'm working on my album. He sent it to me, and I sent it to him. And like that same, like, I think it was like 30 minutes later, he sent me a thing like, bro, this is so fire. Oh my God. And I was like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I did that.
Yep.
So what kind of things do y'all have in common or not in common when it comes to music preferences, inspiration, style, etc.?
Not like
So
not in common. I would have to say more
Common and not in common.
Okay, so for me, not in common wise, more of the emo style.
Mm.
More of the melodic styles and like more of the singing aspect. Because if you listen to like our music together, you'll hear from me a more melodic flow and all that highs, lows, and then for him it's just like a solid like you're just pure rapping, but he can still add that melodic flow, which
Mm-hmm.
I think on my aspect is more of the emo pop and current pop style.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think would be the difference between both of us.
And also just different personalities, you know
Oh.
what I mean? So
Mhm.
the people we surround ourselves is completely different. So it's also nice to like hang around different people because you also get aspects from different people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think what we do have in common though is just the hunger.
Yeah.
The hunger, I know that because I don't like working with people that are gonna feed off my energy. You know what I mean? I like to work with people that we both know what we're doing. You know, something that we both can create something. Not, oh, yeah, I was in the studio with Dae. No, me and Dae were in the studio and we made a song. That's the energy that he has. He's always like taking like lead sometimes. I'll take a lead in the studio with Danny. And we just figure it out.
Yeah.
That's what we do. It's we just go on like we go together. Like it's funny. We'll drive, right? So we drive together, and there'll be times we don't even come in with a plan. We're just like, all right, we're just going, and then we'll put him to beat, and we're like, I know what to do here. Shut up.
Yeah, it's literally like that. Like, or maybe, I mean, for what song was that? Black Hole?
Yeah. So Black Hole, he sent me the beat. He showed me the beat like 30 minutes before the studio time. He's like, look, I think this would be best if you were on this part right here. I was like, all right, bet, send it. I wrote my part in 10 minutes and I sang it for him like in the car on the way. He was like, bro, that's exactly
Yeah,
what
we
I
were
envisioned.
on the way to the studio, and then I was like, I have this beat, and I was like, I know it's completely out of your style, but I know that you can do it. I was like, you just got to hop on this part and just do what you do, but on this part. And he wrote to it, and he was in the car, and we were just freestyling in the car, and I was like, oh my God, let's go to the studio already. Let's record it. Dude, and we were here and we were recording it, right? And for the most part, we were doing everything that we were planning to do. But then he comes and he was like, dude, no, I can keep going. He would try and go past this part, right? And I was like,
and that wasn't even the plan. My plan was to just stop right there. So that was
yeah,
the
that
plan.
was the plan. And he wanted to keep going. And I was like, actually, how about we compromise? You can keep going, but we created this effect like,
spacey.
It's super spacey, and it's just him in the background, like just singing and humming, and I'm rapping over that, and it makes it sound like he became part of the beat, and it's just so like you feel the energy. If you just blast that, you feel it. I was like, yeah, that's what I like. We made that on the spot, and it sounds good, and I like it.
Remember that cry out too. That cry out. So there's this part in that song too. It's like a cry. Not even part of it. They almost Danny almost said take it out, and you're like, wait. Keep that. So if you listen, there's like a full on like it's not a cry for help, but like it's just a cry, and it sounds so eerie and mystical at the same time, and it's so cool.
It's cool. It's cool. I love doing that song. That song was probably one of my best songs in our new album.
Yeah,
That was
I love
crazy.
it.
I was listening to y'all's album recently, yes. And that's what I wanted to ask y'all about is your new collaboration album y'all released earlier called Dae and Lil Reaper Present, The Universe versus Us.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And Blackout Interlude. Yeah, I'm a sucker for interludes, because
Yeah, that's the song.
it's Blackout. I'm sorry. Black Hole, excuse me,
Nah,
sorry.
you
Anyway.
No, people black out to that song.
Dude.
I'm a sucker for interludes, So what was the reason why you wanted to put it in that kind of arrangement? Why did you want that interlude in that specific order?
Okay,
So
so
I actually worked-
that's his.
So I'm the guy behind the track list.
Okay.
So my goal was to start with something that's gonna make it sound. It's gonna draw your attention. So if you listen to the first song, it starts with a voicemail box. But then, so the whole reason why it came together as it starts with a voicemail box. You're making a call to someone. It could be your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, your best friend, something, and they don't answer. So obviously that's gonna strike a chord to you as a person. Like, okay, and especially if you're going to something like, okay, did I do something wrong? Am I messed up and all that? And so you start it, And like it's like, okay, you start kind of sad, but you have like your hype songs and like right in that maybe that zone, which is kind of a hype song, but the way when I added my part, it made it more emotional. And then you have your interlude. So now you're changing. So what I like to call it is the theme change. So we start with hype, and then you're entering that black hole. So now, because what happened, how I did it was he's the first part of the album, I'm second part of the album, where I'm the main focus. So now we're changing it. Now you're in space, and now when you're a black hole, we don't know what's in the end of a black hole. We don't know. So now I'm now at the forefront, which goes into the next song, E.T., which fire.
E.T. was fire.
E.T. was fire. And that song, I made that song at my birthday session, right? My birthday studio session? Yeah.
Yeah.
So recorded that on the spot. He wasn't even known. I didn't even plan on having him on that song.
Yeah, I like these songs are like songs that it just happened on the spot. Like, yeah, on his birthday, I was asleep on the couch because it was a 12-hour session. And I had just got off of work, or I think just the night before I had went out with some friends, right? And I fell asleep on the couch, and he just taps my leg. He was like, "Hey, do you want to hop in this song?" And I was like,
Huh?
"What song?" I was like,
this song.
and he was like, "This song," and Danny plays it over. And I was like, I mean,
I guess.
can I say no? I was like, I'll do the song. And so I got in the song, and it was just like on the spot, like stuff started flowing, ideas, and it was just, that's what I loved about it.
And then from that transition, I think it goes, we have a song, it's not done yet, we're going to put it on, but we're going to wait on it to make it sound good. Then it goes into like Nothing Matters, which is more of a spacey theme because the cover art that I have single on SoundCloud, it's just an astronaut just floating in space with the thought bubble, Nothing Matters, because it's just how I roll sometimes. But anyways, and then there's this, and it ends with The Party Will Never End remix. As you know, on my original 19 album, there's that song. I brought him with me that day. Man said I sound like Alicia Keys.
Yeah, he'll like be screaming in there, like in this booth. He'll be screaming, and Danny makes it work. I'm like, that's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, so that song, he was like, hey, respectfully, can I hop on? And I was like, respectfully, let's see. And so I've been having that song since, let's see, I released the album we released it in September, right? September 1st.
Yeah, that one was our first song working together, like ever.
And we recorded that back in June. Had to have been.
Yeah, it was in June, right before.
So
yeah.
I've had that song for a while, just not touched it. And we were like, okay, let's end it like that. So if you listen to it, The Party Will Never End, and it ends on like a high monotone thing. And as I said before in the last episode with me, I love perfect loops. And you listen to it, the party will never end. And then it goes back to the phone call. So it's like you went on with your life, but then there's always gonna be that one person you gotta make that phone call to. So I was like, that's fire. And I sent it to him. He was like, I like it. I was like, all right, then let's do it. And mind you, I submitted the album while he was still out at school.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I get it that you were in charge of the track listing, but did you actually pre-write any of the songs, or were they all pretty much inspired by In the Moment?
So Wrong.
I wrote.
So some songs like Wrong, we have Love Letters, songs like those were songs that I've already worked on, like it just never went anywhere. So I'd had like, oh, I'm missing a verse, I'll think of the verse later. You know what I mean? Those were songs I already had. And those songs, yeah, I did take my time and write to them. I went back to like certain situations that's happened in my life, and I just made it into a song. So like Love Letters is just is like a breakup song. You know what I mean? And that's why I decided to put the voicemail box in there, because it was just a way of just like, it's a song. It'd be cool if you sent someone a song through a voicemail box.
Yeah.
So that's why I did that. But Love Letters was something that I wrote, and it took me like maybe 2 days to write to it. And I was like, I'm satisfied enough to make it a song. And then Wrong was for a class project. So I had to write the lyrics in detail to my class project. So that one was like a lot of thinking. And that's what I loved about it. It was like, I had to get super creative. So
We already know my worth ethic is just, I'm just going.
yeah. And then in certain situations, it'll be like that. Sometimes I'll be just in the studio and I'll hear a song and I'm like, I'll catch myself freestyling to it, like finding that flow. How would I do it on this song? And then I ask and be like, I think I can do this song. Like, let's just see what happens when we do it. It might be fire. It might be trash. At the end of the day, like, you'll throw it away if it's trash. But if it's fire, I guarantee you're going to keep it, right?
That's like what we did with Zone, too, because Zone, that was your song. And I was like, hold up.
Zone also wasn't even expected. Danny was like, all right, next beat. And I was like, we have time for a next beat? And then he was like, yeah. And then I sent it to him and I had nothing written down, but
I wrote
made that
song
on the spot.
I made my part while he was recording. I was just writing my lyrics.
Yeah, and we were on a time crunch, so we were just knocking it out.
I think that was.
Wow, that's really impressive, man.
Yeah.
Man. But I mean, when you're feeling it, you feeling it,
That's
man.
literally what it is. I think it's just the energy in the room when you're surrounded just with yourself around people that want to just do something, you can make it happen.
For real.
Yes, ma'am.
For real, man. And so what are the kind of things that help you get into the kind of creative moment? Like, because you were saying kind of before, it's like y'all's kind of rehearsals kind of like inspirational, like just like, hey, you're sleeping on the couch, come,
Just wake up.
come wake up and do the song with me. But what kind of things help you personally, like, get in the creative zone?
Just taking a look around in the room, just seeing everyone's attitude. Like, if someone is just not feeling being there, then I'm gonna start paying attention to that and trying to figure it out. It takes me out of that zone.
Mm.
I just like, it's the attitude in the room. I like to have everybody there, like, hyped up to make music. Then I'm gonna be hyped up to make music, and then I'm gonna get myself in the group. You know what I mean? I don't want to just have someone just sit on the couch either. That's why he woke me up. I was like,
I just
dang.
vibe.
Yeah.
That's all I do. I just sit back and I vibe.
That's how it's done, man. So did y'all not have a planned theme for the album? Because like it was very extraterrestrial sci-fi
Yeah.
That
groovy vibe.
okay.
That's all him.
Okay.
I just was like, I'll give you the verses, I'll give you the hooks.
All right.
It was mainly his album because we have different styles, but
Yeah.
that was just my way of stepping out because I have no music released as my own artist. That's
It's under me.
yeah, it's under him technically.
Uh-huh.
I just haven't gone out to that level. I just want to set myself and find people that are going to take me to the top first. Like we all get there to the
Yeah.
top together. You know what I mean? I don't think you can do it by yourself. It's going to be super hard to say that you did it all by yourself. There's always people that you're going to go to the top with. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? So that's why I was able to reach out to him. I was like, we should do something together.
Yeah.
But then he was like, I don't want to tell him like, oh, like he's done this longer than me, right? So I wasn't going to be the one to tell him, oh, no, step out of your creative zone and come into my zone.
Mhm.
No, I was like, if I want to grow as an artist, I need to be able to step into that realm and succeed in that realm so I can succeed in all realms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it came to the album too, when he told me, he was like, hey, no, I told him, I was like, hearing like Wrong, I was like, because we made Wrong like early on, I was like, I think we can go somewhere. Let's work on something together.
Mm-hmm.
And so the original idea of the album was put a couple tracks together, boom, that's it. We're just gonna call it the mixtape. I did pretty good on the cover art, I'm just saying. Props to me. But it was like, we need more meaning behind it, because right now it's just, it's very colorful and in a cassette tape that says mixtape. We can find something better. We can work with something. We can give it more meaning behind it. And so then I was like, let me just do some artwork. Let me just add this to this and all that. And I was like, and I sent it. I was like, here you go. He was like, that's fire. And I was like, you like it? I was like, yeah. So I was like, from there, we then got our theme, and then we worked with it from there. So that's where we came up with like the universe versus us, because like we're a single person, right? And so sometimes you feel the whole world's gonna crash on you. Well, then again, the world's just one circle within the whole universe. So technically, if it's the world gonna crash on us, the universe is too. So we got to stand up and take that challenge against the whole universe.
See, when he talks like this, I don't know what he has. Like I don't get what he's saying, but I just say,
That's
Yeah.
a vibe. That's a
yeah.
vibe.
I'm like, I guess, yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
I am very impressed, gentlemen, because for you stepping out of your comfort zone and be like, oh, what is it, a pond of sharks? Sure, I've never done it before, but I'll go in. And then for you and being like,
Yeah, sure.
my talent senses are tingling.
Hey,
in this direction.
yeah, if you never step in that pool to swim with the sharks, then how are you gonna swim with the sharks? You
Why
know what
not
I
add
mean?
alligators?
You're either gonna get eaten by the sharks or you're gonna start swimming with the sharks.
I want alligators too.
Bruh, I said
I
alligator.
live, I live on this. I live on the
Alligators don't
edge.
swim with sharks.
Hey, not yet.
Bruh, I said
Uh, it would be a good day if it was only alligators in the pond, but that's a discussion for another day.
Creativity at its finest.
So, how has y'all's feedback been so far since the album's been released, man?
Dude.
Everyone I've shown loves it.
Yeah.
Black Hole Interlude is
E.T.
my favorite and everybody else's favorite because it's so you can feel it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When everyone can relate to it. And Black Hole, that I take pride in saying that was my idea.
Yeah.
From what would be my favorite?
But his lyrics crazy. But everyone loves the album.
They love the album. Most of the people that I play it for, they're like, "Oh, E.T.'s the best." I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
E.T.'s good too.
But honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it's not E.T.'s like really not my favorite. I say it is, but like I actually have my favorite,
Yeah.
and it is gonna have to be Love
Wait,
Letters.
we got to reveal. He revealed it here. He hasn't even told me.
It has to be. If I had to rate them all, Love Letters would be number 1. E.T. would be number 4 actually.
Nah.
And I actually, yeah. So number 2 would actually have to be Zone.
Yeah, Zone was a good one too.
And then 3 would have to be the Party Will Never End remix. But like other than that, like my single, Nothing Matters, how many album tracks was it? 9. So like Nothing Matters 9. Outer Space would have to be number 5. No, backtrack it. Black Hole Interlude would actually have to be number 4. Then E.T. Then Outer Space. So my stuff. So like I actually liked working with like his style. So it was like full on different thing.
Yeah, you can definitely tell what was my ideas and what were his ideas.
Mhm.
Like they're just two different feelings.
Mhm.
That's why it was kind of that transition work, like mainly my ideas and then transition to mainly his ideas.
Mhm.
Because you could kind of just tell that it's like, oh yeah, you can say that his style is completely different from his style, but it works.
Mhm. What would you say besides the talent between the two of you, makes it easy for you guys to be able to collab and work together and it be successful?
The fact that we don't like to tell each other
What we're doing.
or that
I
we
mean,
don't.
Yeah, I mean, he just found out. He just found out I'm working on 3 songs at one time right now. So I mean,
Bruh. No, it's not that. It's more of the fact that we don't bring each other down.
Mm.
You know what I mean? We're always
I'm always
bringing
hyping
each
him
other up. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I'm always hyping him up, talking about, yeah, it could be better. If I'm not gonna sit him and tell all his songs are good,
Yeah.
but I'm like he was showing me a car. He was showing me a song here, and I was like, you could do this, you can do that. Like, there's so much better stuff you can do.
not gonna lie though, if it wasn't for him, like hyping me up, would have never performed at Audible Fest. He was right there.
That's why what I'm saying. Yeah,
Wow.
he at one
I
point
invited
even
him.
mentioned like him wanting to leave. I was like, or him saying that he couldn't do it. I was like, dude, you can do it. Like,
Yeah.
how do you expect to be a big artist but not take this first step?
Right.
And he was like, you're right.
I'm just tired. Like, cause like how it is I had this was an original like so most of my stuff is like gone. I deleted it because like it could be better. But I was constantly as still I do now, but like it was like I wasn't sleeping because I'm working on music, and so I was never giving myself time to rest, and I was working 40 plus hours at Wal-Mart working on music. I was working on music when I was taking my break in the parking lot, and I was
Mhm.
just getting so burnt out, and I was like, hey man, this is gonna be probably my last project because I was just so like burnt out. I was tired. You can hear it like in one of the songs, my throat was just gone. Like I lost my voice for a good, how long was it? Like 3 weeks, wasn't it? Like you heard me on the phone. I was like, man, I haven't rested.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I was like burnt out, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this no more. It's like
Mhm.
I'm tired. I need time to myself. I need to take a break and all that. And I had some support. He was like, he told me like, bro, you got this. Like you're working yourself, but it's gonna pay off in the end. I remember getting one DM. Shout out Stans. Like he told me like, bro, you're gonna go somewhere. Even if it's not now, even if it's not tonight, if it's not tomorrow, you're gonna go somewhere. It don't care, but like you're gonna blow up. And he was like, bro, you got this. Like the way you work and how fast you work, you're gonna do something big. And it's just like swag, man. It's just swag.
No, it's real life, okay? And I know you gentlemen probably never been to Montrose, but if you have, like me, you've been to Hamburger Mary's, and those drag queens will tell you, make them eat it. Whatever that is, okay? Don't ever be ashamed of who you are, okay? All right? If y'all been watching on Netflix, you ain't Jeffrey Dahmer, okay? You not no psycho, okay? You out there making music. So you good enough. You're more than good enough. We need it. Okay.
I mean, I'm only 19, and what, you're 20, 19, 20 or 19, or am I?
I'm 19.
Yeah, so we're both young kids.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we're both.
Oh my God. Oh Lord.
Yeah.
I'm glad the law isn't here. Just letting y'all know this is a podcast and nothing else. Okay. I
Yeah.
promise you. There's no. Oh my goodness.
We're so young to be doing it now. Because I mean, obviously we have these big artists like, was it like NLE Choppa, Blueface Baby? They're young, but like for me, it's like they had the stuff to kind of come from it too, but like it's kind of like if they're in the right area, you're gonna get it. When it's like when you're working with like such a little area, it's kind of hard. But if we put ourselves, and as he tells me, if we surround ourselves with the right people, we're gonna just skyrocket.
Yeah, because there's like he mentions Blueface and like NLE Chopper. Like you don't know what they went through. You only know after they've made it. You know what I mean? You hear about these artists that break out, but you never hear about what they did to get there. You know what I mean? I feel like everybody has a different system going for them. And I feel like the system here, because there was this article, I don't know if you saw it or it was passed around here at the studio, because Danny posted it. He posted like what holds Houston back as like in the music industry.
What holds it from becoming the top 3?
And and it was like ego, greed, and different stuff. And I'm like, that's so true. Cause like I was going back to, like, as an artist, I can't be nothing without an engineer, right? Unless I know how to engineer my stuff. I can't be anything if I'm not a producer, unless I don't have a producer, unless I know how to produce my stuff, engineer my stuff. I can't do anything if I don't know how to market it. You know what I mean? There's different people for that, right? And I feel like if I have an engineer, right? Like, why would an engineer charge me $50 to record something when if that song blows up, we both blow up? I just brought you a new wave of clientele. You know what I mean? If you put in your 100 with me putting in my 100, we can definitely do something. If it's not about the money, you know what I mean? People are just focused on making an easy $50. They're not focused on making like 6 figures daily.
I just want to make music for people. That's all I really care about.
No, I just want to be able to tell people, like, because like nobody knows like my upcoming story, right? And I just want to be able to tell people, like, I'm telling you, bro, like you could have done it, but you decided to go a different route, and now look at us.
That's why we've been kind of like starting to vlog our own, like our stuff and what we do. Like when we hang out, like we're just like, yo, what's up, guys? It's Reaper and Dae here. We're just out here shooting TikToks. Like we go places to shoot TikToks. We're like, how can we help make ourselves known? And we're just like, TikTok. I mean, because now it's like the biggest thing for the kids. Oh,
yeah.
Remember when that was Musically, bro? That's how old I am,
dude. Musically.
Old. Shut your pie hole.
I remember when Vine was around. I miss Vine.
I never had Vine. Never
whack.
Musically.
You're whack.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if y'all are old, I'm a fossil. Okay, so shut your pie hole.
If it makes you feel any better, I prefer 80s and 90s music other than the newer.
Same.
Yeah, 90s music
Bro.
is so good.
Oh my God, that was my jam.
My brother is a 90s baby, and he listens to like songs like 90 classics.
Yes.
And I'm just like, dude, that was a whole different wave. That's crazy.
Oh yes.
For me, I just recently, I think it was this year, me, my mom, my godmother, and my grandma, we went to a concert, and it was basically 90s theme. I don't know if you ever heard of the group New Kids on the Block.
Oh yes.
I love them.
Yes.
And so we went to go see New Kids on the Block, Salt and Pepper, but I think it was Peppa who was not here. So we saw them. We saw Rick Astley. That was
man.
So I was having so much fun and all that. It was like, so like that's the type of music I grew up on, because like that's what my mom played. And
yeah.
So I remember when I was a kid. Obviously, when you have a kid, you have a high pitched voice. I don't know if you know Joe of that band.
Oh, of course I do.
Who wouldn't know Joey? But my voice was so high, I could hit his range like how he was, and Please Don't Go Girl. You know, I could hit those notes like the original New Kids on the Block, like the first ever album. I could hit that note. You're my popsicle. Like I could hit that high notes, and it was like, I love.
That sounded nice on the headphones. That sounded nice in the headphones.
No auto-tune, I promise, guys.
Dude, that sounded nice with the headphones.
I don't know how much today it would be to see, for example, Justin Timberlake in a concert. I would imagine it'd be at least $100 for the nosebleeds and going up to the thousands. But I saw him in NSYNC for free outside of Alameda Mall.
What?
I think I saw NSYNC before with New Kids on the Block. I've been to so many New Kids on the Block concerts.
We just walked out of the mall and they were just playing on this little stage that they had just set up in the parking lot, you know, and just a quick little fence around. And I remember this soccer mom was crushing me against the fence trying to like freak out over them, and I was just like, this is not I gotta get out of here. I was like, I'm pretty sure I had like red fake nail imprints in the back of my shoulder.
She's like, this isn't worth it. I would have paid the $100.
I want to go home. I needed a dog.
Yeah, so I can say that I got to see NSYNC for free.
That's dope.
Never gonna see Justin Timberlake for free ever again, but yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I think my favorite concert I've been to. Oh my god. So my favorite concerts would have to be like New Kids on the Block concerts because those are fun, you know. But I went to a Luke Bryan concert. I love Luke Bryan. I don't know what it is.
I think I set up for his show at Toyota.
Really?
Yes. He's a country singer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The road crew was actually really, really nice. That was around COVID, but please continue.
Yeah, so I this is during COVID. This is obviously at the rodeos. But I called off work and I brought a coworker with me. And I was like, look, my mom won't let me go by myself. Will you go with me? And she was like, sure. So we went together. And I remember I FaceTime my mom while she's at work at Walmart. And I was like, oh my God, it's Luke Bryan! And she was just like, Carson, you sound like a girl. I don't care. Look at him. Look how close I am. He's right there. I remember saying, I could smell him.
Whoa. What?
Oh no.
What?
It was funny. It was just so funny. I was like, she's like, Carson, you're on speaker. Calm down. I'm like, no, I'm enjoying myself.
Bruh.
And what about you, Dae? Is there any particular 90s artist that that you really enjoy or that give you inspiration for your style today?
No, really, no. Not to influence me on that level, but maybe like they don't inspire my music, but they inspire the way I think, definitely. So Alicia Keys, Drake, Alicia Keys, Whitney Houston, like artists like those.
Rest in peace, a goat.
Recently, right now, I mean, like Tory Lanez also during COVID. Like, there's just different artists that I'll lean to for, like, to inspire the way I think mentally. You know what I mean? But my music, I don't want to get inspired by those artists because I'm not those artists.
Right.
They're making music that is meant for them, like their creative aspect.
Right.
My music is just fully me, whatever I think sounds good, whatever, you know what I mean? I don't really get inspired by other artists.
That's something that I respect in particular about rappers and hip hop artists is because, you know, I was a couple days years old when I saw this video on Instagram and it made me laugh, but it's true. And it said rap is an acronym for rhythm and poetry. And I was just like,
no, I just told someone that too. And he was like, I am 40-some years old. I didn't even know that.
Right. It sounds like common sense, but I really respect you guys because you're not just out there just talking. You literally create a vernacular, a style of your own while putting your feelings out there, while writing it, while performing. It's a unique experience.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
You are the band as the rapper, you know. You got, you know, rock bands, which are great, you know, but you're looking at the guitar as the drummer and, you know, things like that. But as a rapper, you guys are the whole band. So I really respect that.
Yes, ma'am. Appreciate you.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. If it wasn't for like some artist friends of mine, like GMG Virgo, I would have probably never kept doing with music. But like, and then if it wasn't for Danny, man, Danny's like,
shout out to Danny.
Shout out to Danny.
Shout out to Danny.
Danny, I love you, bro. I want to start working with you a lot more. hear me out. When I get a couple racks on me, me and you gonna be having some fun. That's all I'm gonna say.
You can follow Danny at Dirt Squirrel on Instagram, y'all.
Dirt Soul.
Dirt Soul.
You're right. It's my boy Danny.
I can't read, okay? All right. I need the big girl glasses now. Okay, so anyway.
I gotta defend my boy Danny like that. I'm sorry.
I'm glad. Okay. So now that this album is out, is there any plan for any shows debuting both of you guys, headlining a show, or doing some of the songs off the new album?
I'm working on it.
Yeah, we're working on it. I think
I'm trying
that's
to find
something
some.
we lacked on
Mm-hmm.
was kind of like promoting the album before we released it,
Mm-hmm.
and had shows set up before we released the album.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day,
It's really
we're
hard to
just
find
starting
things to
out,
do.
and we learned from that mistake. You know what I mean? So guess what? Next project we're gonna do? We're gonna promote it,
Yeah.
and whatever goes wrong with that project, we're gonna start
Fix
tweaking,
it.
and then
Yeah.
that's literally the plan for the future. Just kind of see what happens, learn off of it, and start networking, start reaching out to people.
Yeah.
Have people come to us. I mean, even this podcast is an
Yeah.
opportunity because I mean,
I legit-
definitely
just hit
people
him
will
up.
be watching this and be like, "Oh, who are those two?
Yeah.
Let's give them a shot. Let's see
Yeah.
what process they have." You know what I mean? Like situations like this is like that's the plan for the future. Get ourselves in situations like this.
Because I remember after our episode, I was like, yo, I was just on a podcast. He's like, what you mean you're on a podcast? I was like, bro, send a link. He's like, oh. He's like, hey, like, because this is when he was telling me, like, I might quit college. I don't think it's for me. And I was like, well, let's look. If you come home, I'll shoot her a text. We'll do it. And he was like, all right. A couple of days later, he's like, hey, I'm not in college no more. I'm back home. And I was like, for real? He's like, yeah. I was like, all right. Then I sent you the DM and you were just like, can we do it again? But I'll bring someone else. And you're like, yeah, sure. And then I was like, all right, bro.
I appreciate you for having me. You I know you didn't have to, but again, like I appreciate you.
No, man, I appreciate you guys. And it's an opportunity for me, to meet creative individuals, like-minded individuals. Like you said, you don't want to waste time with folks that have funky attitudes, worthless attitudes,
Not worth it.
not motivated attitudes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that to meet you guys also, because, I like to promote local artists and things like that and professionals too. You know what I'm saying? Because, there's other, we'll call them fancy folks. They got their own team to market them. You know what I'm saying? So we need to market each other.
That's
we need to help each
literally-
other out. You know what I'm
That's what
saying?
it is.
It's just a big old house and we're all in it, okay?
And that's what it is. That's what it is. Because like at the end of the day, let's say I blow up tomorrow
Yeah.
because of this podcast. You know what I mean? Guess what? We just helped each other out.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what I think is holding everybody back. Is like we're not willing to help each other out.
We all need a little love in this world, really.
We do, man. And not if, but when y'all blow up,
That's facts.
I'm going to be in the seats because I can't be on the floor anymore because a girl got a bad back. But I'm going to be in the seats and I'll be like, I was there day one.
I got
Day one.
I got you on some lifestyle. I'll make it easy on
We'll
you.
bring you a seat and put that in like backstage.
Hey,
Yes,
yeah,
man.
that's right. That's right.
I promise you, VIP.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
tour bus seats. I heard they're the
You're
best.
gonna go everywhere, bud.
Yes. I'm down. Oh, I'm down, man.
Yes, ma'am.
Man, I'm trying to, cause right now what I'm working on too for us is like it's just hard because I remember reaching out to one place to perform and they said you'd be 21. I was like, well, I'm not 21, but can we still perform? They're like, no, sorry. But I didn't tell them really how old I was really, so maybe that could have helped.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really hard because we're just so young and all that.
Oh, please.
There's different ways you can still do it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I mean, Lil Tecca performs in clubs.
Yeah.
Lil Tecca is
That's what I'm
the
trying to
same
look at.
age as us.
Yeah.
Or maybe I think he should be 20.
He should
Yeah.
be 20 now.
Yeah, he's like about 20. He's still not 21, but he still is because he put himself in the position. When one road closes, when you're driving, there's always an alternate route to get to your destination.
There's multiple.
That's what
Just
I'm
one.
saying, right? You don't go on the road and be like, oh, this road is closed. I can't take that exit. Let's go back home. You know what I
Nah,
mean?
You always gotta. There's always detours, but you will always get to the main goal.
Yeah, you have one destination.
If Clint Eastwood in the movie Alcatraz taught us anything,
That's a good movie.
is that you can escape the craziest of situations.
Yeah.
You can make anything happen.
I love
Yeah.
that. I respect that. That is a good movie, though.
That is a really good movie.
I've never seen it though.
Bro, I got you.
I haven't seen it.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for having me again.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having. You already had him. Thank you for having me.
Yes, man. It was a pleasure to meet you, man.
Yes, ma'am.
Man,
Likewise.
I have a lot of stuff going on that I can't wait to show people, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Big project coming up, over 35 plus tracks. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'll probably be on a few.
He probably will.
Or I might even just be in the studio and add my creative touch without rapping on there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm gonna just leave it off of this project. I may be gone, but I won't be forgotten.
Yeah.
That's just gonna drop that little hint. That's all I'm saying.
So you dabbling too with a little bit of production, producer skills
Yeah,
over there.
I
I see you.
Yeah,
I
I
see
mean, I don't personally know how to do it, but I like to,
help
when
him.
someone knows how to do it,
Mhm.
I like to be like, oh, you should do this, or you should try that, or go ahead and do this. Let's see how that sounds.
Mhm.
I like to play middleman like DJ Khaled. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I like to
help
play
him out a
middleman.
lot. I help him sometimes.
Well, do you guys have any last little bit of advice for the listeners right now and people watching on Instagram Live?
I think you can literally make anything possible. Like, it's you can think about it, but are you willing to do it? People like to hold themselves back in fear of failure. I feel like if you just keep going it at 100 and everyone around you is putting in 100, it's guaranteed that you're going to do it. Like, if you have someone bringing you down or telling you that you can't do it, you cancel those people out, and those are the people that you don't want in your circle. Like, just 100% in your circle, you're definitely going to make it. Even if you have like the trashiest song ever. If you have the worst song ever,
Let's not speak on that.
but you have a producer that's willing to tell you this song is trash, what can we do to make it better? And you have a songwriter coming, hey, I can write some lyrics for you. There you got another dude saying, hey, I can do this for you. Everyone's putting in their 100 to make that song work. Everyone just blew up because that song is going to be fire now. I think that's literally how people need to approach it. Instead of charging me for $50 to record vocals, like, all right, you made your $50, but when people are making me 100, they're giving me all their effort and I'm giving my 100, I just made them wealthy. Not even $50. $50, they don't even care about that anymore.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
And for me, I'm just hungry. So I'm based off food because I'm just hungry right now. If you hungry, do it, bro. Like, just go. So like, don't waste your time sitting down. Go get you that snack, because eventually that snack gonna be your meal, and in that meal gonna be a full course entree. Your appetizers and all that. It's gonna be your whole big meal. So you may start with nothing, but if you constantly go for it, you gonna be up there. You what? I'm based off of food again. You may be a French fry for Whataburger, but eventually, you'll be that exact Whataburger meal.
This is what I'm talking about. Like, what does that even mean?
Hey!
He's delicious? I don't know.
What? Like, we don't even know what that means.
But in reality, if you have that dream, go for it. Always aim for the top. But when you're at that top, go beyond it, because you never know what life's going to have in store for you, and you're always going to be going up.
Yeah.
Don't surround yourself with that negativity. So you have negativity, screw them. You don't need them no more. If you have someone like Dae, if I would have never had Dae, this album would never have happened.
There's no barriers. Like, you can go as high as you want. There's no barriers. Are you willing to keep going after? People get satisfied just, oh, look, I'm on a couple podcasts now. Or like, yeah, I got a little money on me, and they get satisfied and they start falling off.
No, you got to keep on going. Never stop. Like, if I would have never had You Can Do More, I would have stopped. Not gonna lie. But if you have the support behind you, if it wouldn't be the support of my family, my friends, everyone behind me, I would never have been in this chair again today or before. Like, you just gotta have that team behind you and that push and support. So always, like, just go for it. Take that leap of faith.
Yeah, but it's hard finding those people, though. I'm gonna admit it. It's super hard finding those people that are really willing to go 100 with you, and that's what kind
Who
of.
are you telling?
What? No ring. No ring yet, bruh.
Don't worry.
Hey,
it'll happen, Miss Missy.
They're lost. They're lost.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
Lost.
You don't need them.
I saved you know how much I spent on Southwest? One ticket.
Hey,
Good. Hey.
Look at that.
You know what? When I go out of town and I say, I want to do this, I do it.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
This could be us, but you playing around.
Yeah,
Playing
exactly.
games. Playing games.
Man.
Baby, I don't get in the sandbox no more. I got a bad back, I told you. So you gonna play over there. I'm gonna be over
Yes,
here.
She's gonna be over here, bruh.
She on her own time. Catch up.
Yeah.
If you can't, back up. Oh,
Freestyle?
bro.
Freestyle?
I can do it on another episode. I can freestyle
Oh my
with no
God.
beat.
No, yeah, this is definitely fun. This is a fun podcast.
It was fun.
Yes,
It was
I'm
really
so
fun.
glad.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, man. This was fun.
Well, y'all heard it from the gentlemen yourselves.
We love y'all.
Okay. Don't play no games. Okay. Stick to the art, because the art is what's gonna stay around. Okay. And make that perfect loop, man, because we all try to jam.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for joining us on Instagram Live. Y'all are the realest.
Hey, Ben.
I love you guys. I love you, Mom. Wouldn't have been here without you. I love you.
Hey, y'all also follow me on. Can you tag me on Instagram?
I can consider it. That'd be about $50. No.
I mean, hold up. Wait. Let me just. I got this tip from work. Where's my
Let me
tip?
pull out these dimes real quick. Let me separate this chain.
I mean,
Damn.
what you want?
No.
No, I got you.
Hey, man.
For sure, man. You know I got you, man.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, thank you guys for joining us this week, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
Deuces.
Bye. I
Peace.
love you.
Deuces.